everybody, and welcome back to the channel where today we're doing my Week 3 NFL Power Rankings as Week 2 is now behind us. I do apologize if I sound a bit hoarse today, feeling a bit under the weather, but still wanting to get this video out for you guys here. So, not as good of NFL action as Week 1 was, mainly due down to the matchups that we had, but still has some good games here and there, and found a bit more about some teams that we have here. Same tiers as normal. We have Super Bowl contenders, teams that can make a deep run in the playoffs going to the division tier, teams that are fighting for the wild card spots going wild card tier. Teams are not really playoff caliber but also not terrible are in the med tier, and teams that are bad, well, they just go into the bad tier. So first up here, we got the Arizona Cardinals, who were able to squeak out a win against the Carolina Panthers here. Got a bit concerning there at the end, but I am putting them in wild card tier as they are 2-0. Granted, those wins are against the Saints and the Panthers, but good resiliency by not giving up the game there at the end there. Kyler Murray looks pretty solid. Team overall looks solid. I can see them kind of fighting it out for one of these wild card spots here. Very solid team there for Arizona. Next up is the Atlanta Falcons, who absolutely decimated the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday Night Football. They're 1-1 with their loss being against division rival Tampa Bay, who we'll talk about in a bit. And yeah, very solid showing there by Atlanta. They're 1-1. Michael Penix looks solid. The only thing is, you guys got to score some touchdowns here. You can't just rely on field goals the entire game until the very end when a Tyler Algier run happened. But still, held the Vikings to 6 points, made their offense look stupid. And that was really encouraging from the defense. I know it's like, oh, J.J. McCarthy sucks and everything, but still a very talented Minnesota Vikings offense that this Falcons defense, who we had questions on heading into the year, were able to take care of. So, good on you, Atlanta. Next up is the Baltimore Ravens, able to have a big bounce back blowout victory over the Cleveland Browns, 41-17. Needed that after that disappointing loss to Buffalo. Derrick Henry wasn't able to do much against this Browns defense, but it did not matter as Lamar had 4 total touchdowns. Let Cleveland beat themselves. Very, very good team there. So good job on Baltimore. Next up is Buffalo, who held the Jets offense to only 10 points. The Jets had a great game against Steelers last week. So the Bills defense holding them to 10, especially after giving up 40 to Buffalo, hanging 30 on them. Didn't need to do much. Yeah. Super Bowl tier for the Bills. Next up is the Carolina Panthers, who are in bad, but there are some encouraging signs from that Arizona Cardinals game. After being down by a lot early, Bryce Young was able to try to get him back in the game, only losing by 5 after being down so much early on. Very encouraging seeing Bryce Young be able to play that well in the second half. So, good on you, Carolina, but yeah, not great starting 0-2, but there are some signs there. Next up is Chicago, whose signs are all pointing in the wrong direction. You lost 52-21 after you, and it looks even worse that you lost to Minnesota after their Week 2 loss to the Falcons. Caleb Williams does not look good at all. Looking at his box score here, 19-30, 207 yards, 2 touchdowns, had 1 interception, took 4 sacks. Not that good at all from the Bears. I mean, what's even more concerning is that Bears defense gave up 52 points to the Lions. Oof, that was rough. And so, yeah, you're definitely staying near the bottom tier here, Chicago. I mean, anytime a team gets it over 50, instantly bottom tier. Next up is Cincinnati, who I'm putting in wild card. They are 2-0. They were able to squeak a win up against the Jaguars, mainly because the Jaguars couldn't do anything with 3 interceptions given to them by Jake Browning. Oh, yeah. Joe Burrow is out for 3 months. That is not good. I mean, Jake Browning could probably win you a couple games here and there, but not enough to overcome this defense. They should have lost to Jacksonville. Actually, I'm going to go down here. The only reason why we're up 2-0 is Browning was able to get this offense going with Jamar Chase. And so there is some hope you might be able to win some shootouts, but he's also going to cost you a few games here and there. So, yeah, you're in wild card and probably going to go down here soon because of how bad you are going to be without Joe Burrow. Next up is Cleveland. Yeah, not great. Gave up 41 points to the Ravens. Joe Flacco is still your starter. Dylan Gabriel did look solid in the limited playing time that he had. He He went 3 for 3 for 19 yards and a touchdown, so good for him there. But yeah, you guys are in a lot of trouble. I mean, you're facing the Packers next week. Not going to be great for Cleveland, so they're in bad. And meh, because, I mean, you're able to get a victory, but it was an overtime against the Giants, who are not as good as you are. You should have been able to handle them pretty easily. You with 37 points. It was literally because of the amazing leg of Brandon Aubrey that you were able to win this game. So very much concerned about that defense here. But a win's a win. Dak and the offense look great. And you got the best dang kicker in the league. You just got to work on that defense there for the Cowboys. Next up is the Denver Broncos, who lost late against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to put Denver in wild card because while their offense had a bounce-back game, it's a bit concerning that the defense did not look good against Daniel Jones. So, yeah, very concerning there. I know the penalty was kind of like iffy, but still. Should not have been in that situation to begin with, so Denver in wild card tier. Next up is Detroit. Huge bounce back victory over the Bears. They were angry, and the whole world was made aware that his offense, even though we have Ben Johnson, we can still hang 50 on teams when we're angry. So, yeah, Detroit, as I knew, they will be fine. We'll see if this is the Detroit team going forward or if the Bears are just really, really, really bad. I think it's more Detroit is really good. But, yeah, Detroit's up there in division tier because I still think this team is going to be good and make a deep playoff run. Next up is the Packers. They're still behind Buffalo. Yeah, they were able to hold the Commanders to basically under 50 yards rushing, under 250 yards total. Made Jalen Daniels not look great. The defense is fantastic. The offense, even though they were running on half efficiency, missing 2 starting offensive linemen and missed a couple of deep shots, still put up 27. And seeing what the Lions offense did this week makes week 1's victory even more impressive for Green Bay. They're playing really, really good football right now. The only reason why they're not number 1 for me is because I still think Buffalo's win over Baltimore is more impressive. But yeah, the Packers are definitely up there in Super Bowl contender tier early on in the year. You know who's not Super Bowl contender right now is the Houston Texans. I'm putting them down here in meh because the offense is very uninspiring. CJ Stroud does not look great. Offensive line is horrible. The only reason why they've been in these games here the past 2 weeks is because of their defense. But yeah, it's not looking good right now for the Texans offense. That's why they're down there in meh at 0-2. And who is going up in division tier, you may ask? I'll put in the Colts up there. I know week 1 was like, oh, it's week 1. They destroyed the Dolphins, who we all think is one of the worst teams in football right now. But they were able to beat a really good Broncos team with Daniel Jones as their quarterback. They're playing really solid football right now. And Daniel Jones is doing what he's supposed to. He's not making mistakes. He's using his legs. And he's making accurate passes, too. So, right now, the Colts are playing some really darn good football. And so they stay up here in division tier. Next up is the Jacksonville Jaguars, who lost to the Bengals. Even though the Bengals had no Joe Burrow for the majority of the game. They got gifted 3 interceptions. And they were still unable to win because Trevor Lawrence could not find a player to throw to at all. Just bad. Really, really bad there from Jacksonville. The reason why they're not in the bad tier is because they have a win. But still, very uninspiring from Jacksonville there. Next up is Kansas City. I know they're winless. I know they're 0-2. I cannot put this team down a wild card right now because they lost to a really, really good Chargers team right now who were able to start off the year really, really hot. And then they lost to a very good Eagles team who's been getting away with false start penalties on their tush push. And this team is going to be there. This team is still really solid, still really good. And until they are dead and gone, I cannot have them in wild card met or bad because they're going to be there. I just know it. We all know it. That is just a fact. So moving up into I'm still going to keep them in division tier, is the Chargers. The reason why is because they haven't blown anybody out. I mean, they won a close game against the Chiefs. They had a solid victory over the Raiders here on Monday Night Football. Still a great start for them, starting out 2-0 in division with a win over Kansas City as well. Really, really good there for the Chargers to start off that fast. Justin Herbert looks amazing. Quentin Johnson is having a really good year after a couple years of drops. And so, yeah, Chargers up there in division. Next up is the Rams, who are also 2-0. Definitely, in my opinion, the best team in the NFC West right now. Destroyed the Titans, able to win over the Texans. Stafford has looked solid in these 2 games, so luckily it doesn't seem like his back is bothering him that much as well. Devontae Adams is settling in really, really nice with LA as well. Had a 6 reception, 106 yards, and 1 touchdown in the game. So yeah, Rams are good. They're going to be good, especially as the rest of the division is not that good. So yeah, up there for division. Next up is the Raiders, who go into meh. I mean, not really that impressive of a victory over the Chargers. I mean, Geno Smith did not look great. Had a couple of interceptions that led to them not getting points. Settled for field goals when they should have gone for touchdowns. And Ashton Jeanty has not looked that great in his first 2 games. Maybe it's because of a bad Raiders O-line or something, but yeah, not great for Vegas right now. Next up is the Dolphins, who lost to the Patriots. They go into the bad tier. At least they didn't get blown out this time. The offense actually did something, scoring 27 points. But the defense is very concerning as they give up 33 points to a Patriots offense that honestly does not look that great to start the year so far. So, yeah, but yeah. Tua had a solid game with 315 passing yards, had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, Tyreek Hill looked like Tyreek Hill. H-Chan was fantastic. Waddle was good. But, yeah, the defense, not that good. So, up there into the bad tier. Next up is Minnesota, who goes into the mid tier. I think their victory over the Bears is more saying about the Bears and about the Vikings, because they had laid an absolute egg against the Atlanta Falcons, only scoring 6 points. J.J. McCarthy looked awful. He's going to be out for 3 weeks, which might be improvement for his offense as Carson Wentz, a veteran, is stepping in to start. So, yeah, things are not going right for Minnesota right now, but I still believe in this coaching staff. I think this offense will get on the right track. It's just a matter of, is it going to be too late for that, depending on how Green Bay, especially how Green Bay and Detroit are doing so far. Next up is New England, who I am putting into the mid tier, 1-1. Able to get a division win over the Dolphins. Drake May looked very solid. The offense being able to score 33 points is a big step. I mean, they rushed the ball really well. They were able to pass the ball pretty solid. Ramondre Stevenson had an excellent game for them. And so, yeah, just very, very good. The defense got 5 sacks on the Dolphins. So, yeah, good job, New England. You got some promise there. Next up is New Orleans, who lost a close game to the 49ers. So, at least you got that going for you, but still not the best game for you. 0-2 to start the year. Spencer Rattler actually had 3 touchdowns, which is really good, so good on you for that. Kamara had a good game, but yeah, it's the 0-2, not great, but I don't think you're the worst team in football because you still have to fight against a really solid team. Next up is the New York Giants, who are 0-2, but really impressive. 0-2, scored 37 points against the Cowboys. The only thing is your defense could not do anything to stop the Cowboys, and specifically stopping Brandon Aubrey from hitting 60-yard field goals. So, really fun game. Russell Wilson looked a lot better than his Week 1 performance. So, yeah. Still in bad tier, but really impressive bad tier. Next up is the Jets, who are in the mid tier here. That was a very disappointing game against Buffalo. I thought after... No, actually, you're 0-2. You go down here. You go down here behind the Giants. After a really impressive showing of the offense against the Pittsburgh Steelers, you go and lay an egg like that. Not great. Not great at all. So, Justin Fields did not look good. He might be injured, so got something to look out for as well. So, yeah, Jets down in bad tier. Next up is Philadelphia, They go up here in Super Bowl contender. They beat the Chiefs team, although it wasn't really an impressive victory. A victory is a victory all the same. But there are some question marks going, especially among their passing game. They didn't really look great at times. But this is still one of the best teams in football. Took down the Chiefs pretty easily as well. So, yeah, definitely up there in Super Bowl tier for me. Next up is Pittsburgh, who was lost by 14 points to the Seattle Seahawks. They're going into the mid tier because it was a really bad offensive performance for the Steelers there. Rodgers did not look great. So, there is that as well. So, into the mid tier you go. Next up is the Seattle Seahawks, currently 1-1, but an impressive victory over the Steelers there. They go into wild card tier. I mean, they had a close loss against the 49ers, and they were able to bounce back by really dominating the Steelers with their defense. Sam Darnold was solid. Run game was solid. Overall, very solid offensive performance with a strong defense. That can get you far, so good job, Seattle. Also going into wild card tier, mainly because of all the injuries that are already showing up here for San Francisco, is the 49ers. Currently 2-0, but they lost Purdy for about 3 weeks. I will say Mac Jones looked pretty solid, which is kind of impressive because it is Mac Jones, but yeah, Purdy out. Ayuk still out. Kittle is out. They're already having the injury bug hit the scene, man. It's only a matter of time before McCaffrey goes out for an injury as well. So, yeah, still in wild card tier. In division, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2-0, though, is a very close 2-0 with victories over the Falcons and the Texans, which both are pretty impressive wins considering the Texans' defense is really good. And the Falcons look to be a very solid team to start the year as well. Big concern, you have to go to late night victories to win this, but still a good, solid start to the year for Tampa Bay. Next up is Tennessee. They just looked outmatched, man. There's not much talent on this roster. Cam Ward is doing the best that he can to make the most out of nothing, but still, yeah, not great for Tennessee right now. Brian Callahan is probably going to get fired here soon because he does not seem to know what he is doing at all for coaching. So, yeah, Titans in bad. And Washington, putting in a wild card tier for now, you got your butts kicked by the Packers. That's just the facts of what happened. And so far, most people are going to get their butts kicked by the Packers. It's a bit concerning that Jaden Daniels had a knee injury. Also did not look that effective against the Packers defense, so that's something to keep an eye out for, but still a very good team. So that is my tier list for this week. In Super Bowl, we got Buffalo, Green Bay, Philadelphia, Baltimore. Division is Detroit, LA Rams, Tampa Bay, LA Chargers, Indianapolis, and Kansas City. Wild card is San Francisco, Washington, Atlanta, Denver, Arizona, Seattle, Cincinnati. Meh is Houston, Pittsburgh, Dallas, Minnesota, Jacksonville, Vegas, and New England. And bad, I had the New York Giants, New York Jets, Carolina, Cleveland, New Orleans, Miami, Tennessee, and Chicago. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.